All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Frontend Development with HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. This is batch C set of 2024. This is a little bit of a large class, but we do not have most of the people join the class live. We are going to discuss the site navigation and what the expectations of the course are, and then we are going to look through all of week one's pre-recorded video content in deeper details. My name is Mildred, and with me here I have your assistant tutor, Edmund, who will be taking most of your live classes and your one-on-one sessions. So I'll leave him to introduce himself before I go further.
Thank you, Mr. Hello, everyone. My name is Edmund. I was once a student back in I initially studied accounting at the University of Nigeria. So I had no prior knowledge program. I actually joined this school because I had tried to.
Hello, Edmund. We can't hear your mic clearly.
Okay, I'm going to fix that now.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is Edmund Kabwe, and I am assistant tutor at School of Programming. So before my time here, I studied accounting at the University of Port Harcourt, Nigeria. And before then, I had no knowledge about programming. I actually joined the School of Programming because I have tried to learn IT in other from other sources, and it wasn't really easy for me. But after joining School of Programming, I found that it's actually beginner friendly here. And I've been able to learn a lot, and not just learn a lot. I found out that I'm actually good at something, which initially I thought that I couldn't learn IT because I wasn't maybe mathematically inclined. So I figured out that learning at School of Programming gives you an opportunity to catch up from any other field you're coming from. So it makes it easy for you to start without thinking it's complex. So I think that you're all going to have a wonderful time here too as well.
All right, thank you. So I'm Mildred. I run multiple jobs and multiple businesses. My primary job is software development, and I am currently the principal engineer for Mildred Consultancy Services, that is the owner of School of Programming and Software Development. I'm also the consultant for all of Eastern Caribbean countries for HIV/TB elimination, case-based surveillance software tracking systems. I'm both the architect and the developer of all of the software for health information, tracking and infectious disease elimination in Eastern Caribbean countries. I have my first degree in computer science from Kogi State University in Nigeria, and then I had other Microsoft and Oracle certification before I went to do a master's degree in software engineering from Harvard University and a graduate certificate in data science from Harvard University. My major field in development are education and healthcare. So most of our class projects will be in the health sector and also in the education sector. When we have final projects, we are free to develop projects in any field, but we are going to make most of our development domain specific, so that you can get the grasp of how the real world operates. Okay? So welcome everyone, and we're going to start. So once you register for the course, you get an activation email. You come to the site school.mildredgroup.com and you log in with the email address that you used to create your account. And your password that you set when you created your account. If for any reason you're getting an error, try to reset your password. Now, when you join the class, there is a WhatsApp group for the class where you can easily get information and be able to send messages to any of the admin when you run into any problems. You'll be welcome to the homepage, and the side menu of interest is the registered courses classroom. Now, we do not advise you to register for more than one course at a time, except you do not have a daytime job. If not, it will get complex, and the whole idea is not taking the course for the sake of taking it, but taking it for it to be able to change your life and for you to do it well and properly. And so one course at a time is actually enough work, except you don't have anything else to do and you want to take two. Most students that are taking two simultaneously struggle a lot, and it's something I will not advise you to do if you really want to excel. So when it comes to classrooms, you will see the list of course codes of all the courses that you are registered in. Now, because this is a test account, you have all of this listed. But in your case, your course is Web Dev 01 24C. When you click on it, you get into the classroom. Now, this is where you find all the information, your videos, your assignments for the class. All your announcements will display first on the left side here. Announcement expires based on the set time. And so if there are important information in the announcements, you want to take note of them before they expire. We have classroom information if you need any of them at any point that shows your course outline and how the grades are weighted and distributed for each of your assignments. Now, the passing grade for this course is 70%, and you must score 70% for you to earn a certificate. You must also be able to score at least 70% in each of the assignments to be eligible to apply for any paid internship program that we have open for your country of residence. After the announcement, you will find two other tables. On the left side is a table that shows you everything that has been uploaded for the coming week or for the current week with their start and end dates. And then you have your course resource. Course resource are just like if you have any extra notes that you will read that will assist you, maybe course calendar, curriculum, anything that we want you to read as extra resource. We also have all the lessons in this lessons container that will display every Friday. You get new lessons. Now, last Friday was the start of the course, which is week 1. Tomorrow, week 1 expires and you get week 2 lessons. If you want to go back to previous lessons, they're all available on YouTube, and the YouTube videos here never expires. So if you need to go back to a previous lesson, you can do that on YouTube, or go to the home icon and click on expired classes, select your course code, and it will lead you to a list of all of the videos that are downloadable for the class in the event you want to download the video and you don't want to pay any YouTube premium subscription to be able to download videos. Okay, so it's advisable to download them for future reference, as you will lose access to the classroom at some point after graduation. On this place is where you have your coursework submissions. So when you have assignments, you come here, select your course code, and then get class. You look at the Submit Assignment tab, and this is where you select the assignment ID. The assignment ID is always on the assignment, so take note of the ID for times where you have 2 or 3 assignments opened at the same time. You select the assignment ID, you choose the file you are going to upload. Now, some of you have already submitted your assignments 1 and it has been graded, but you choose the file here. We want all your assignments code copied and pasted in a Word document and then uploaded. If you have anything you need to type in here, like for people who are not able to upload a file for whatever reason, you can actually paste whatever you want to type in here. If it's too large, the system will not accept it. If we get to week 14 and you begin to use Git repositories, you'll put a link to your repositories here. If you have any comments for the grader, you leave it here and then you submit. When your assignment is graded, you will get an email that it is graded. You come back to this page and go to View Grade to see your grade listed in the table. You'll find the assignment ID and the grade, and if there's any feedback and comments for what you submitted there. If you want to see what you have successfully submitted, you view submissions to see a list of all what you have submitted there. Okay? So going back to the classroom, you will find the assignments just beside the lessons here. When you click on this assignment ID, you will see information about the assignment. View file here will download the assignment file for you to know what you are supposed to do. You will find the assignment due date. Due dates are hard deadlines. Once this due date passes, this assignment disappears from the page because it's expired. Sometimes we leave it open longer than the due date, but once it is the due date, it is going to be closed by 11:59 Eastern Time, US and Canada. So you convert to your local time zone, which will be 4:59 a.m. for people in Ghana, and it will be 5:59 for people in Nigeria, and people in Zambia and Zimbabwe, it will be 6:59 and 7:59 for people in East Africa. And for the rest of the world, you want to get the time zone converter to know what time to use. So the time zone we use is US Eastern Time. Anybody with question before we move on to the next agenda? Okay. So the expectations from this course is that you take the course for the first 3 weeks. We look at the students who we know can cope to the end, and then we unregister the ones that are not able to cope. And when we say you cannot cope, it means that you have not been able to successfully submit assignments 1 to 3. So at the end of assignment 3 due date, we are going to unregister students who are registered but have not participated by successfully submitting all of their first 3 assignments. But those of you who are going to be remaining in the course, by week 5, you will get an invoice to pay to continue to week 21. So we allow you to register for any course or as many as you like and evaluate for the first 5 weeks for you to know which is the right fit for you. Or if you like what we offer and what we give and you feel like now making a financial commitment to go the whole length of the course and graduate. Okay, many people have reached out to find out if they can pay before time. Payment is not refundable. Why we advise you to wait until you get to week 5, because most of the time we get a lot of people generally in the IT world who think that they are a right fit for IT, and then when they start, they realize that this is not what they really want, or this is not what they can cope with. And so we let you explore and make informed decision before you make any financial commitments. And when you get to week 5 and you don't feel like paying, or you don't feel like continuing, or for some reason you don't like the course or how you get the course, you can just feel free to not participate, and the system will automatically unregister you by the 6th week. You don't need to do anything further. Okay? Anyone with question?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So my name is Okiwelo Anthony.
Okay.
I really wanted to know, on the flyer, provision was made for instrumental payment.
Yes.
Okay. So I saw 40 and just that way. So I don't know. You said yes. I don't know. You should just kind of elaborate on it. So
yes, you can pay in installments when you. So for people that want to pay in installments, you can come to this page and go to fees, and then for the course you are registered for, you can see your fee structure for your country of residence. Unfortunately, we only have connection with Nigeria and Uganda to give a discount of payment, and for the rest of the world, you will need to pay in US dollar. So if you are residing in Nigeria or you in Uganda, this is your course fee, and if you are paying in installments, you will see the breakdown of instrumental payments. Now, instrumental payments makes your fees higher than when you pay all at once because of all those banks and transfer charges. Now, if you decide that this doesn't work for you, you can send an email to any of the admin email address. It will be posted in the group chat for you to suggest a payment structure that works best for you. But we generally will need you to pay half of the total fee by the 5th week before you break the rest of the payments down in different installments. So if you're not going to follow this payment structure and it doesn't work for you, you need to send an email for approval to any of the admins, and they'll guide you to the email address that deals with financial matters for you to know how to pay and when to pay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so we have the email address in the chat where you send any email regarding payment and fee structure if you have any difficulties or any more convenient method for yourself. Now, payments can be done with direct bank transfer for those in Nigeria, PayPal for those in Uganda. We were going to enable the pay button to use credit card for those in other parts of the world, but generally we prefer you use third-party solutions like PayPal or direct bank transfer for more security than using different apps that might not be approved in different parts of the world. And if there's no further question, I will hand over to Edmond, who is going to be handling your live classes, to take over and discuss the main content for the week.
Thank you, Ms. Mildred.
Okay.
I am going to share my screen. All right, welcome everyone once again. So we're going to be looking at what we've learned so far from the class lesson, and we're going to create a simple web page utilizing the text elements and tags that we've learned this week. So today I have created a template for this illustration because of time, so I'm just going to explain what I have here. Now, in the class lesson, we have looked at the different meta tags. We looked at the viewports, which is for responsiveness. We looked at the meta tag for description. And you can see here, I have a simple description of the page we're going to create today. And it's going to be a creative web page using only text formatting HTML elements. And the next meta tag here I have are for search engines, keywords that can be utilized when you want to make use of search engines. So here I have text that I will be using on this web page, which are HTML, text formatting, plain text, web design, simplicity. And the last meta tag I have here is for the author, and I am the author of this web page. Now, we also looked at the title element, which is what we use to give a name to the page. Now, these are the meta tags and elements I have used in my head elements. So let's look at the body. So we have learned that the body element is where we have content that's displayed on the web page. So the contents I have here are not displayed on the web page. Other than the title, you won't see anything else that is entered here. They are meant to give more information to the web page. So let's create something with what we've learned. Now I'm going to create a title here. So I have made use of the comments we have in HTML. So recall from the class lesson how we learned how to make use of comments. So this is one important use of comments. I have used comments to give a direction to how I'm going to design this web page. So every comment here is going to be illustrated. Now, this is just to give meaning to myself while I am writing my code. So you could make use of comments while designing your page or designing your program. Whenever you are writing your codes and you want to remind yourself about something that has been done or needs to be done. Now, in this case, I have to do this to illustrate these tags, the text formatting tags. So this is a comment for myself. So you could always make use of comments like this on your web page. Now, first, I would make use of the title, which is the H1 elements. Now, the H1 elements, as we learned, is for headings, and it gives the importance of headings. This is the most important. H1 is going to be for my main heading, and my main heading here will be welcome to to make this a cup. All right, so I'm going to save this. Now, I would also give you some tips on how to make your work easier when you're using Atom. So if you're using Atom, you can, instead of saving your progress every time you write a code for it to be displayed on the web page, you could just use Ctrl+S on your keyboard, and I will show you how to confirm that your code has been saved. Now, I just deleted a space, and you can see that this blue light here, the blue color here, means that I have made a change to my code and I haven't saved it. Now, if I press the Ctrl+S to save, it disappeared, which means that this modification has been saved. Now, I'm going to refresh my page, and my heading now is displaying. So the heading using the H1 tag says welcome to the text only web page. So this page is just going to make use of different text formatting elements. All right, let's have a subheading. Now, we've also learned that we make use of the different heading elements. We have other heading elements from H1 to H3, H6, and H1 is the most important. So our subtitle will be making use of a H3 element. And the subtitle here would be exploring plain text. Now, I have saved this, and I'm going to refresh my page, and now we have the subtitle. So I won't be styling any of this text. I won't be applying any colors or any other of those fancy stuff you see on web pages. We're just going to be having just text on this page. So it might look a little bit basic, but it's just for us to understand how the text formatting element works. So next here, I want to introduce a paragraph, and I'm going to make use of the P elements for paragraph, and I'm going to write my first paragraph. And this web page showcases text formatting in HT. All right, so I'm going to save this as well, and I'm going to refresh the page. Now we have a paragraph. We have the heading, welcome to the text-only web page, and our subtitle, which is Exploring Plain Text. And this is our first paragraph, which says, this web page showcases the elegance of pure text formatting in HTML. So, like I said, we're just going to make use of text-only elements. Now, next, we want to look at other elements, but we'll be giving the features of this web page. So I'm going to make use of the H3 element. Okay, let's change this to H2 so we see the order of the importance. Okay, I'm going to save this, and the font size now has increased, which shows that this is a bit, this is going to be a bit higher than the next heading we're going to make use of, which is the H3. And H3, we want to name this section Features. So I'm going to save this. Now you see the H3 is just slightly smaller than the H2. So this shows us how the headings are sized depending on the heading the elements you're using. So next, let's look at the features. So I'm going to add more elements to this part, and I'm going to make use of a paragraph. But in this paragraph, the first word I want to have here, which is for bold, I am going to make use of the bold elements. So I used the suggested prompt from my IDE, which is Atom. So I noticed I don't type the whole of it because it makes it faster for me to write my codes. So instead of writing the whole tag, first I have understood the tag, which is what we are doing to see how the tags works and how it's written. Now I just make use of the suggestions since I already know what I need from the elements. So I need a bold tag, so I'm just going to click enter here. This will give me the bold elements. So I'm going to take this out, or I could just type it. Now, I want to make the first word in this paragraph a bold text, and the feature here is actually talking about the bold element. So I'm going to type bold as my text. And outside the bold elements, it's where I'm going to give more details, but this text would not be displaying as bold text. So basically the bold elements highlights important text. So I'm just going to write that here. I'm going to save this and we'll see how this displays. So we have the text bold displays as a bold text, and it says highlight important text. So that's what the bold element does. And we're going to look at another element. So I'm going to be making use of paragraphs for new lines. And now we're going to look at italics. Or I could make use of the emphasis elements. But I'm going to name this italic since it displays as an italic text. And what does this do? This just stresses the specific word itself. Okay, so I wrote this inside the emphasis element. So I'm going to take it out and put it outside. Save, and we see how this displays. Now we have it displayed as italic, and it's just stresses the specific word itself. So let's correct this. So assuming a screen reader wants to assist the user of this web page to read the text on the web page, so it's going to pay attention to these elements, just as it says stresses the specific word. So it's going to put some much stress on the words, especially when the screen reader wants to give like an important pronunciation. All right, so let's look at another element. And here we're going to look at the underline. So the underline just it basically emphasizes the parts of the text itself. And save this, and we have our underlined text, and this just emphasizes parts of the text. So it could go beyond just one word. It could have a whole sentence underlined, just like you have on your Word documents where you want to emphasize on a particular part of a text. So next we can look at the structure. And structure elements just makes use of the S later, and the name is structure. This just indicates removed or edited text. I'm going to refresh this, and we see how the structure displays. So it just indicates removed or edited text, just like we have on our Word documents. All right, so now we can move on to the benefits of plain text. So I'm going to give the heading using the H3 for this. Now I want to make this look more like a web page, so I'm going to use a catchy word, say why plain text. Save this, and we have the question there, why plain text? Now let's look at the benefits of plain text. I'm going to make use of the paragraph. And first, why plain text? So I want to, this is going to be an important word, so I'll put it in bold. So I'll put it in the bold element, and first is going to be for simplicity. This just means that the text makes it clear and easy. I'm just going to type all of it. And the next is it makes it compatible. So I'm going to put this in a bold tag as well. Okay, so I'm going to describe that this works on both browsers. And is screen reader friendly. Go and save this and refresh the page. So now we have the third part, say that asks why plain text on the why use plain text. So first is for simplicity, because it's clear and easy to read, just the way you see it, like a Word document. And also for compatibility, because it works on all browsers and it's screen reader friendly. So like I said, for screen readers, you want to make sure you make use of the right text formatting elements, so your page can be easily read by screen readers. So there's an element that we didn't talk about in the class lesson, but I just want to mention it here. So we could make use of it on our web pages as well. So for quotes, you notice on web pages where you see a particular quote. Now, if you want to be creative, you could assume that it's displayed as an italic, or they probably use an italic, but there is a specific element on HTML that we use for quotes. And the name, okay, I'm just going to put the heading first for this to make it ordered. I'll name this quote. And I'm going to put it in my paragraph. So the name of the element is called block quotes. So I'm going to type it here. And it has an open and a close tag. So in between the open and close tag, I can give my quote here. So I want to give a quote. I'm going to put it in a quotation mark. And quotes would be simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. I'm going to mention the person who gave these quotes, and it's Leonardo. going to save this, and you see how the quotes is going to be displayed. Now you see this is unique, and it's obviously has a different look from the other text elements. So this is just going to be read also by the screen reader uniquely as a quote. Now you can see how I formatted the quotes itself. Aside from it being in the quotes elements, I also make sure to make use of the quotation mark to specify that this is a quote, and then I mention the name of the person who gave the quotes. All right, so there are also other parts we're going to look at. Let's go to the next part, and this part is usage of bold and italic. So I'm going to use a paragraph here. And since this is for usage of bold and italic, I would use my bold elements again. I'm going to type remember. So I'm just trying to be creative. I want to make use of the text elements in a sentence. So I'm just going to type something here, and I want to put it in italic. I think this should be enough. So I'm going to save this, and I just want us to see how it's displayed on the page. Now this is just a paragraph, and it holds two different text elements. It holds the bold and holds italic. Now it says, remember, even basic HTML elements can make your page engaging and effective. So you see, we have a basic page here, just a simple web page, but just making use of the text elements has given the page a very unique look. So it looks nice, but because we have made use of the text elements properly, that's why we have the page looking better. So instead of just typing words and throwing in the elements in the wrong places. So this is one effective way we can use to create a nice web page. All right, so let's look at what we have for the next line. All right, so there's an element that we use to create a line rule between text. Let's say, as we have here, this is going to be our first section of text, and we want to create a line rule that will demarcate the top section from the bottom section. There's an element called the H arrow. So I'm going to type this. So the H arrow tag is a void tag, and what it does, it just creates a line. So I'm going to save this so we'll see exactly how it's displayed. So it creates a fence line. It's not bold, but you can see there's a line below So maybe when I type the next text, we're going to see how it divides the bottom section from this top section. So you could have it on any part of your page. It's just one of the text elements. One of the elements we can use to modify our text make the page look better. I'm going to expand this. All right. So let's add description to the page. And I'm going to use a H3 for my heading. And this heading would be HTML tags. Description. All right, so I want to describe some tags here, but I'm going to put them in paragraphs. Now, I want to describe the heading, and I want to put it in bold as well. And now, as we progress, we're going to learn how to write HTML entities. Now, normally I can't write. Now I want to describe the H1. I want to describe the H1 elements. Now, if I write the H1 elements as an HTML element, like it is here, it's not going to display on the web page. Now, there are ways we can write these symbols on our HTML page without it displaying as a HTML element like this. So we're going to look at that when we progress to HTML entities and symbols. But for this lesson, so I don't give you too much to think about, so I'm just going to describe this basically by just writing H1 to H6. And these are the header tags for titles. I'm going to save this, so we'll see our progress so far. Refresh the page, and we have the title, HTML tags, descriptions, and H1 to H6 are our header tags. Oh, sorry. I'll save this and refresh. Header tags for titles, just like we have used so far. I'm going to add more descriptions for other elements. And next we want to look at the P element. So I'm just going to type P here. The P tag. And the P tag basically defines the paragraph. Save this and refresh. So the P tag defines the paragraph. What do we describe next? I'm just going to add the block quotes. This is just basically for quotes. All right, I think this has been interesting enough. So let's just end this with our farewell message, and we're going to use a paragraph. Now, I'm going to add different elements for this. Instead of using the bold, let's make use of the strong elements. And we're just going to say thank you. For visiting this plain text journal. So I want to show you another element. There's a way we can break text. So instead of writing text in a paragraph till the page ends, so assuming maybe let's say I reduce this page, and we see, okay, I don't have a long text, but you can see that some of the text, for example, this remember even basic HTML elements can make your page engaging and effective. Now, is the text only breaks from here because the page ended here. Now, if we want to intentionally break text to make sure that it displays below inside a paragraph, we can make use of the break tag. Now, we'll call this the break tag. So it's just BR. It's BR, and it's also a void tag. So this is going to make sure that the text here, journey, ends here, and whatever we add to this text will be displayed below this sentence. So let's add something to it. So we say okay, thank you for visiting this plain text journey. So let's use, I'm going to make use of italic for this, or I'm going to use emphasis. Okay. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to save this and I'll refresh the page. Now, if I had not added the break tag, the text would display to the end of the page. But now, because I have added the break tag, it displays the other text, the rest of the text below the first line. So it says, thank you for visiting this plain text journey. Have a wonderful day. So I'm going to take out this. Now, if you're writing your own code, you could decide to break this on the text editor to make sure it displays the way you imagined it to. So you expect that this text should be below, or you can leave it the way it is here. So whichever works for you. But if I take this out and save it without the break tag, it goes back to the same line, and we have the complete line of text. It says, thank you for visiting this plain text journey. Have a wonderful day. So far, these are most of the text formatting elements that we have. There are plenty of them as well, and there are different creative ways we can use them on our web page. So you can explore, try to see how to create your own. Aside from the class assignments, you can try to create your own page and design it so you get more understanding, because these basic topics are very important. There's no web page you don't have text on it. So you want to master how to make use of text elements, it's going to go a long way in your journey. All right, so if there are any questions, you can ask now before we end the class.
Good evening, Mr. Edmond.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you so much. I thank you for the explanation. I really enjoyed your class. So I just the strike through element you talked about.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. The strike through, you said.
Yes, the strike through element. You
Okay.
made use of S. So is it the same thing as your delete button, like your delete del?
Oh, yes. So just like the emphasis and the italic, you see that if I use italic, it still displays sometimes like italic, and if I use italic, it displays as italic. So interchangeably you can use, but specifically if you are deleting a text, it's best if you make use of the del. So yeah, I just want to utilize the strike through. That's why I use the S. So you see, it indicates removed or edited text. So if I use the del, obviously it means I'm deleting that text, but it's still going to be visible. But just for the screen reader or the user to understand that that text has been deleted or removed.
Okay, thank you.
So
I
it's
appreciate it.
basically the same thing. All right. So is there any other question? Okay. If you have any challenges, you can always reach out to me on the class WhatsApp group, and you will book a one-on-one, and then we can look at the challenges. All right. So I wish you all success and welcome to the school.
Before you go,
Okay. Sorry.
My assignment, I don't know. Okay, that will probably be on a personal basis. So I think
Okay.
I'll reach out to you.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.